Imagine a leader so powerful that his best friends decided the only way to save their country was to end his life. Julius Caesar transformed Rome from a messy democracy into his own private empire. It took 23 blades to stop him. On March 15, 44 BC, the most famous man in the world walked into a meeting and never walked out. But how did that even happen? Welcome to History Bites, where we take the wildest, weirdest, most jaw-dropping moments in history and explain them fast. If you love the kind of history that sounds impossible but actually happened, subscribe. This story begins 2,000 years before your great-great-grandparents were born. Rome is not an empire yet. It is a republic. Imagine a giant school council where everyone is arguing, everyone wants to be the leader, and nobody can agree on the rules. It is messy, loud, and competitive. Most people don't know this part, but Rome actually hated the idea of kings. They had kicked their last king out centuries ago and promised never to have another one. Then comes Julius Caesar. He is young, he is charming, and he is dangerously smart. He does not want a seat at the table. He wants to own the table. And here is where it gets really wild. He starts his career by getting kidnapped. In 75 BC, pirates grab Caesar and demand a ransom. They ask for 20 talents of silver. That is about 500 kilograms of silver, roughly the weight of a grand piano. Caesar laughs in their faces. He tells them he is worth at least 50. While they wait for the money, he treats the pirates like his personal assistants. He makes them listen to his poems. He tells them he will come back and punish them once he is free. The pirates think he is joking. He is not. The second he is released, he raises a small navy, hunts them down, and follows through on his threat. This is the moment Rome realizes Caesar is not like other politicians. He does not make empty threats. He keeps them. But having a scary reputation is not enough. Caesar needs real power. He forms a secret alliance with the two most powerful men in Rome. Think of it like three top-tier players in a video game forming a secret clan to control the entire server. They call it the First Triumvirate. With their help, Caesar gets himself appointed as the governor of Gaul, which is mostly modern-day France. He spends 8 years conquering the entire region. Imagine if a general today decided to conquer the entire country of France to boost his personal brand. That is Caesar. He sends back letters to Rome every week, making sure everyone knows about his victories. By the time he finishes, he is the richest and most famous man in Rome. But that's not even the strangest part. The government back home is terrified of him. His old allies are dead or have turned against him. They order him to give up his army and come home to face trial for his crimes. Caesar knows that if he returns alone, his career is over. He has a better idea. Now this is where history gets genuinely strange. There is a small river called the Rubicon. It is the border of Italy. Bringing an army across, it is a declaration of civil war against Rome itself. It is the ultimate delete the group chat move. On January 10, 49 BC, Caesar stands at the water's edge. If he stays, he loses everything. If he crosses, there is no going back. He says 3 words, the die is cast. He marches his soldiers into Italy. He is no longer a general, he is a rebel. Here is the part nobody puts in textbooks. Caesar actually wins the civil war in record time. He chases his rivals across the Mediterranean, from Greece to Egypt. In Egypt, he meets Queen Cleopatra and helps her take the throne. By the time he returns to Rome, there is nobody left to fight him. He is the undisputed master of the Roman world. Most people think he became a king immediately. He didn't. He was much smarter than that. He took the title of dictator. In Rome, that was supposed to be a temporary job for emergencies. But in 44 BC, Caesar has himself named dictator for life. Imagine your class president declaring that they are now in charge forever and elections are cancelled. Stop and think about that for a second. He starts making massive changes. He changes the calendar. Before him, the Roman calendar was so broken that the seasons did not match the months. He gives us the 365-day year and the month of July named after himself. He gives land to poor soldiers. He builds massive temples. He is incredibly popular with the public. but the Roman Senate is watching him with cold, angry eyes. They see a man who wears a purple robe and sits on a golden throne. They see a man who treats the laws like suggestions. They decide that the only way to save the Republic is to remove the man who is running it. And the craziest thing, it actually worked, but not in the way they expected. By the way, here is a quick reality check. Despite what you see in movies, Romans did not wear purple togas all the time. Purple dye was so expensive it was usually saved for a small stripe on a leader's clothing. This brings us to the Ides of March. A group of about 60 senators, including his close friend Brutus, decide Caesar has to go. They believe they are heroes. They invite him to a meeting at the theater of Pompey. Caesar has been warned by a fortune teller to beware the Ides of March. His wife had nightmares and begged him to stay home, but Caesar walks in anyway. He does not bring bodyguards. He believes he is untouchable. The senators surround him, pretending to ask for a favor. Then they strike. Caesar is trapped. He sees Brutus among the attackers, a man he treated like a son. Historians argue about his final words, but the betrayal hurts more than the blades. The assassins thought the people would cheer for them. They thought Rome would go back to being a democracy. They were dead wrong. The public loved Caesar. They saw him as a champion of the people, not a tyrant. Instead of freedom, the assassination triggered another massive civil war. This war ended the Republic forever and paved the way for the first Roman emperor, Augustus. Julius Caesar did not just change the map of Europe, he changed how power works. He showed that one person with a loyal army could take over an entire government. His name became so famous that the words for emperor in German and Russian, Kaiser and Tsar, both come from Caesar. He remains the most famous Roman to ever live because he was the man who broke the rules and won. History is full of moments that sound impossible, but every single one of them actually happened. That's what makes it better than fiction. Subscribe if you want more stories like this. We post every week, and every video will teach you something your history teacher hasn't mentioned yet. And drop your answer in the comments. If you were a Roman senator back then, would you have joined the plot against Caesar or stayed loyal to him? The man who wanted to be a king ended up becoming a legend.